Hey guys! I'm Anna.
And I'm Emily.
And welcome to our new podcast,
Ruminate.
We have known each other since high school, and we met up again in college and have gotten closer. We were joking about starting this podcast.
It was 100% a joke.
Yeah. Then we were just like, let's do it.
We realized that we already have so many deep conversations, and a lot of people don't really talk about the stuff we do, so we thought that people could benefit from it.
Yes. Ruminate means to think deeply. We did not make up that word.
If you don't know what it means, listen to Less by Childish Gambino.
And that's where I first heard the word, and I was like, oh, this is now our new podcast name.
I think it's pretty clever. We originally wanted to do Unlocked or Unlatched. Our inspiration was those little Justice diaries that we had when we were in elementary school with the lock on them, and you have to have the key to open it. If you lose the key, you're screwed.
Or the ones where you have to record your voice, and I could never remember what my password was, so I used my Justice gift card to just pry it open.
But unfortunately, both of those names were already taken, and we don't want to get in trouble legally.
So welcome to Ruminate. Our future plans, we have a podcast photo shoot coming up on Monday, and in the future of this podcast we hope to feature some of our friends. Also, we did record this prior
with my camera that decided to not focus on us. We even borrowed a heavy-duty tripod from my friend Chandler since he's a videographer, and we borrowed a ring light from Tug, who will be photographing us on Monday.
Your little flower pot wanted to steal the show, so...
Yeah, we had little white roses. They're fake because I can't keep plants alive, unfortunately, on the table to be cute, and the camera decided to focus on those the whole time. We're back with an audio-only podcast.
Shout out to Emily's friends for letting us borrow some equipment.
The point of this first podcast episode is to get to know us. You most likely only know one of us. If you know both of us, you might not know us well, and maybe you don't know either of us.
Let's just get deep and ruminate. I thought a little fun first thing that we can do in this episode, instead of getting really deep, is just to play the We're Not Really Strangers game.
This game is used to get to know someone. There's 3 different levels.
The first level is perception. The second level is connection. And the third level is reflection.
Last time we played this game, we ended up drawing pictures of each other.
Did you keep it? Yours is
I kept
still...
the note.
Oh! Not my picture!
Okay, well, without further ado, I will let you go first and read the first card.
Do you think I intimidate others? Why or why not? What an interesting first card.
I think yes and no.
I feel like over time I've gotten better. I've tried to look more approachable.
And it's difficult too, because I feel like a lot of times whenever I'm not talking to somebody, I just have a straight face.
Yes!
And I've been told I'm intimidating before you get to know me.
Me too. I've been told by my friends that they thought I was a bitch before they met me.
I think you can intimidate others when they don't know you.
That's fair. I feel like the same for you.
But hard telling because you're my friend. What fast food restaurant do you think I'm most likely to drive through? What's my order?
Does 7 Brew count as fast food?
No. Like a meal.
A meal? I feel like you cook everything that I've seen like at home.
That's true. Emily and Faith are chefs.
Yes.
We are chefs.
If you were to drive through somewhere, I feel like your guilty pleasure would be McDonald's, but I also have never seen you order at McDonald's. I don't know what fast food you would drive through. What would you do?
Probably Chick-fil-A, even though it's kind of basic. But here in Springfield, I really like Brahms. I'm originally from Joplin, moved to KC after the tornado. Some of you may not know that. I used to go to Brahms all the time when I was little. I like to go there now because we don't have them in KC.
That's so cute.
I know. I always get the burger, fries, and a strawberry shake. That's my order.
Every single time?
Yeah.
R.I.P. McDonald's. Their fries are good, though.
Faith and I went there a lot sophomore year.
Maybe I wasn't far off. You had your phase, and now you're out of it.
Yeah.
My phase for McDonald's was when I was in first grade.
Did you ever have to watch the Super Size Me documentary in health class on the guy who ate McDonald's every day for a month?
No.
It was terrifying.
I don't remember much of my classes.
I didn't eat McDonald's for the longest time after that.
I watched the PETA videos,
and
I became vegetarian.
For how long?
I missed it. I did it 5th grade and I think 6th.
Little Anna said, let's save the dogs by not eating meat.
It was just in middle school. No, because they showed cows.
On a PETA commercial? I thought that was the SPC. Oh, I'm thinking SPCA commercial.
The one that's like, in the
Exactly.
Those will get you.
Do you think I fall in love easily? Why or why not?
Ooh, that's hard. I feel like
I know my answer to this.
I know my answer to this.
Okay, go ahead.
You're very timid about who you want to show your feelings for, but I feel like once you've decided, okay, yes, I like this person and I'm gonna put my time into it, then you go all in.
I agree. I'm really picky and selective after what I've been through. I also don't think I have trust issues.
Yeah.
I think it's just made me more selective, but when I know I like someone,
Which is a good thing.
I 100% like someone. I don't talk to more than one guy at a time. I've never done that.
I think it takes a lot of energy
Yeah.
to like someone and put time into them. So like,
Right,
you might as
so
well make sure it's the right person.
There's been times where I haven't liked anyone, but when I know, like I know when I do. And
Yeah.
then when I do, I
You
don't
fall hard.
Yeah, which has its pros and cons, I will say that.
What was the first thing you noticed about me?
I guess when we first met, you approached my friend Alyssa and I. We were at an event and you just came up to us, sat down, I had no idea who we were. So honestly, I just thought you were really brave for that because I know if I were with a friend, I would most likely go up to people, but if I were by myself, I don't think I would go up to two girls I don't know and just sit down next to them and try to talk to them because I would assume that they're not interested in talking to me, especially when I'm alone. Like, I feel like it's a lot easier when you're with one other girl to approach people.
Yeah, definitely.
But when you're by yourself, when it comes to like making friends anyway, I just thought you were really brave because I know that's not something I would do, especially in high school.
I feel like the only reason that I was really able to do that was when I was younger, we moved schools so much that everyone already had a best friend the time I'd moved to that school. So it was like,
And that's hard.
I had already had to do that so many times that I'm just,
Used to it.
That's just how I am now. It's just like regular thing for me to just go up to people.
So I definitely thought you were brave.
Thanks, Em.
Mm-hmm.
Appreciate it.
How many speeding tickets do you think I've gotten in my life?
I don't think you've gotten any.
Yep.
You drive pretty okay. Sometimes you be whipping it just a
There's
few times.
nothing wrong with that.
In your parking garage. I was like, damn, she's going fast around this corner.
That's
But-
fun. That's the fun in it.
When you're actually out in the streets, you drive pretty good.
Yeah.
So
I
will
appreciate
say, if
that.
You're in the
My
lines.
best friend from home, Shelby, would disagree. She was with me for the only time I've ever hit a car, and it was in the Walmart parking lot on Black Friday.
Did you hit and run?
So she had to go to work,
Yes.
so I had to take her to work. And then I went home. I told my dad, and my dad was like, "You better get back in that Walmart parking lot now." So I went back and sat in the parking lot for 2.5 hours for whoever it was to come out. And it turns out it was a guy who went to my high school. And that is the only time I've ever had a car mishap. I have gotten pulled over for having my lights off when Faith and I were door dashing.
He said, "Officer, I have to make my money somehow.
Exactly.
Leave me alone."
But I got away with it because as soon as he came up to the window, I said, "It was my lights, wasn't it?" And then we both laughed and he was like, "You're good."
Aw,
Like,
that's
I
sweet.
appreciate that because I've never gotten pulled over before that.
The last time I got pulled over, I was driving home and I went into the gravel. Then I had to go back on.
What gravel is in your neighborhood?
No, it was at Jax's. I
Oh.
was driving back home and I accidentally.
There's cops on a gravel road.
No, on the road, and there was gravel to the side of it. And I went into the gravel and I put on, and I was like, holy shit. And then not even 5 minutes later, there's a cop behind me, pulls me over. I was so honest. I was
Wait,
like,
why did you go to the gravel?
I just wasn't paying attention just for a second. And I told the officer, because he was like, "So I saw you went off road," and I was like, "Yeah, I thought the lines were gonna tell me that," because you know when you get close to the line, it's like, "Rrr."
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't do
It
that.
screams at you.
Yes, and it didn't do that. So next thing I know, I was in the gravel, and yeah,
That's how the country is, I
I
guess.
straight up told him that, and he still let me go.
Love to hear it.
How likely am I to go camping? How high maintenance is my setup?
I know that after college, you're interested in living in a van with Jackson, which I think is super cool. I don't think I could ever do that. I would love to go on camping trips, but I don't think I could live out of a van. So I admire you for that.
We'll come pick you up, take you on a little
For a
trip.
weekend.
Yeah.
For a weekend or a
Little
week.
weekend
Yeah,
getaway.
sure. I guess if you're living out of a van, you don't want it to be low maintenance. You're living there. What is my body language telling you right now? Which is interesting because nobody listening to this can see what I look like right now.
Okay, I'm going to describe Em right now. Sitting across the couch, legs up, 1 foot on the table, gripping the
No, I'm not. What is that gripping the edge of the table?
Okay, I'm joking.
I'm comfortable is what my body
Yeah.
language is saying.
That is what you're
We're in the
saying.
comfort of my own apartment. Anna's spending the night. We're having a little sleepover. I love my apartment in Spring Vegas.
Yes.
Springfield, springy. Missouri.
Peace, love,
Yes.
Spring
Vegas.
Yes. So we're going to move on to level 2, which is perception. Are you missing anyone right now? Do you think they're missing you too?
I miss my little sister. She texted
Aw.
me and she sent me a selfie with this famous Grammy Award-winning cellist. My little sister's really good at cello. Her name is Maya. Her cello teacher is from Turkey and is, I'm pretty sure, Grammy Award-winning cellist. And she was performing with this guy named Mike Block, who's a Grammy Award-winning singer and cellist. And she just randomly sends me a picture with him, all caps. I got a selfie with Mike Block.
Did you have to look up who that was?
No, I said, who is it? And then she screenshotted the message, sent it to her best friend, and said, I'm disowning my sister for not knowing who Mike Block is.
Does your brother play an instrument too?
I think he plays violin, but he's more sporty. Like, my brother plays football and he does track.
Okay.
And my sister plays soccer and does cello.
That makes sense.
I think she's taking a break from soccer right now because they don't have soccer at our middle school in Lee Summit. They only have it in high school. And funny enough, she said she quit soccer because the coach she likes doesn't coach anymore.
Wow.
Yeah.
I guess coaches do make such like a big difference.
They do.
In sports.
I agree. Like, when I played volleyball, I definitely agree.
That's why I didn't play like my senior year.
Mm-hmm.
I was just like, you know what? I put a lot of effort in and I feel like I'm getting nothing out of it. And now I have so much fun just playing intramurals here on Springfield.
Intramurals are really
because
fun.
we're coaching ourselves. I don't have to listen to this person.
It's like playing rec again.
Me. Yeah. What part of your life works? What part of your life hurts?
I admire myself for being so involved in school and in work. I have 2 jobs and I'm in 4 different organizations. So that's what works in my life. What hurts is I'm really scared for the future. I'm scared that all the time I put into everything I do isn't going to pay off.
Yeah.
Like, I'm scared that I'm wasting time. Also, side note, we go to Missouri State. I'm sure a lot of you already know that. I found on Instagram, Barstool Missouri State reposted it, but we have a cheese club.
We should join.
I agree, but I think
I don't even like cheese that much though.
I think the only reason they made this cheese club is to tour the underground cheese caves in Springfield.
Genius.
They've already done it, unfortunately, because I really want to go. There's like lore to it, I swear.
Yeah, but it's a thing. There's so much cheese under Springfield.
I don't know if it has to do with any of the wars or what. I don't know.
We're going to have to look this up. After this podcast,
I think it's in a cave underground.
We are exploring the cheese under
We're just going to drive there and trespass.
Yeah.
Oh, can't say that on the podcast. Never mind. We're not going to do that. What lesson took you the longest to unlearn?
Within the last few years, I've really just learned it's okay to cry and be vulnerable. I feel more like myself when I'm like that because it's just showing who I am and my raw emotions and how I feel. But it did take me a second to unlearn that.
And I think a lot of people are in that boat. I know a lot of girls and guys who are like that. And I know it's hard to be vulnerable because you feel like even if you open up, people aren't going to care.
Yeah.
But as long as you're surrounded by the right people.
Yeah. Then you find people that do care and you're like, oh my goodness, like this feels amazing. My feelings feel validated. It's okay to be vulnerable because this person is actually listening and cares.
And I think everybody has had bad people in their life that make them feel like it's hard to trust or not even worth getting to know new people. It's so easy for people to say, I'm not willing to get to know anyone.
Yeah,
I'm not willing to get close to anyone. I'm not willing to be vulnerable with anyone because I'm going to get hurt. There are good people that you will come across, whether they're family, friends, or a relationship.
You shouldn't be scared to not be friends with someone. If they aren't making you grow as a person, if you don't feel good being around them, then I feel like there's no reason that you should stay friends with people.
You shouldn't feel drained.
Yes.
And you shouldn't feel uncomfortable.
That is so true, yes.
Because I know...
You shouldn't feel like you have to hide yourself either.
No. You need to be around people that you're able to be yourself around. Another thing that we've talked about before is we both are people who are genuinely, authentically ourselves, no matter who we're with. I don't think we change who we are depending on who we're hanging out with.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's definitely why I gravitated towards you. I see you with everyone and you're exactly the same. I want to grow more into that, and even being your friend now, I've learned so much from you.
Oh.
So.
Oh. Makes me feel like a big sister.
I love you.
I love you too. This one's a good one because I feel like you are in love. So how would you describe the feeling of being in love in one word? Shout out Jackson.
Oh my goodness. The feeling of being in love, in one word, I would just say, is secure. It's just so nice to completely be yourself and not feel
Like you're walking on
scared.
eggshells.
Exactly, not feel scared at all. He just accepts me and it just feels very secure, and I've never been happier.
That's really good.
Think of something you strongly dislike that most people love. On the count of 3, say it out loud.
1, 2, 3.
Cheese.
French toast.
Ew, I hate French toast. That is so true, though. Most people, they're like, oh, I'm going to eat that shit
First of all, eggs should not be sweet. I get if they're mixed in with something else, like a cake, but
You're eating toast.
I
You're
see the egg. It is
bread.
a scrambled egg that's sweet with cinnamon and sugar on it. I like my eggs savory. And also, why is the bread mushy?
That is so
Okay.
real. Now that I'm thinking
So many people love French toast.
Yes, I'm not one of those people. I could not.
Good.
I don't know. I feel like a lot of people go and you'll see like
We can still be friends because you don't like French toast either.
yes, this built our friendship.
This is
No.
the foundation.
A lot of people, they'll have those charcuterie boards and they'll put slices of cheese on it, and there's people that literally will just go and just eat a slice of cheese. And
Oh, that's me.
Emily, I'm starting to rethink.
You know how much I love to make charcuterie boards, though.
Cheese has to be on something, like if I'm eating a sandwich, but I'm not eating that plain. That is weird.
You're
to
just
me.
not eating the right type of cheese then, because Faith and I had this awesome Christmas party. We called it our classy Christmas party.
It was
You and Jackson were
classy.
there. Everybody dressed up in suits and in formal gowns.
No, it was amazing.
And it was so fun.
Except for
Keep the pictures on our Instagram.
except the knife that got stuck in your.
So one of my friends locked my door and did not unlock it before closing after leaving my room. I have a sliding door that goes to my bathroom, and then I have the main door that leads to my bathroom and my room, and they locked the main door. We could not get it unlocked. This resulted in us calling the maintenance guy, Cameron, love him, at midnight, almost 1 o'clock. He lives 40 minutes away, so he couldn't come help us. But he was on the phone with drunk, I don't know if we're allowed to say that, us. Everybody else was playing Cards Against Humanity, and me and a couple of friends were trying to get my door open.
Yeah,
And it resulted on us breaking one of our kitchen knives.
here's the result.
But it's open.
This is the image. Emily and was there 2 other people with you?
I think so. I don't remember.
You're
who-
like over there panicking, and I have everyone gathered around playing Cards Against Humanity. And I'm like, Emily, I don't know. I'm just entertaining the guest.
But this was the point where everybody was drunk, and I'm like, honestly, I don't want to bother anybody else with this. I'm just on the phone with the maintenance guy, slurring my words, and all I want to do is access my room so I can change my clothes out of this sparkly green ball gown. Okay, I just wanted
so
somewhere to
true.
sleep in my own apartment. I didn't want it to be like when we first moved in, when my mattress wasn't here yet. Faith and I slept on an air mattress. Well, I slept on the air mattress out here. She slept on the couch, which was way comfortable, I will say. And I did not want to go back to that.
That's so valid. I don't like air mattresses.
Whenever I wake up, it's deflated.
You're moving a lot in your sleep.
If you could get to know someone in your life on a deeper level, who would it be and why?
Okay, so I kind of already do this. I actually got my mom, my dad, my grandma, my grandpa these books that they write in, and they have little prompts, like a moment in your childhood where, like,
Aw.
and write it down basically. And
So then you'll get the books at the end.
yes, and I can read all about them. I love hearing.
You need
where
to
they
send me the
came
link to that
from.
because I want to do that.
Yeah, I got them at
Especially-
Barnes and Noble. It's so good.
Yeah, especially with my mom being from Japan, my dad being from here.
Yeah, my grandpa's from Mexico. I love learning about people.
I love that.
This one says, how can you become a better person?
The one thing I really struggle with is patience.
Me too. I'm working on it. I'm definitely much better than I was before, but it's still a work in
I
progress.
think I'm someone who knows what I want when it comes to most things in my life, and I work really hard in everything I do. So when I don't see a result,
you
it's
get
hard
angry,
to-
upset.
it's hard to feel like I'm actually making a difference into getting whatever I want. If you have, when was the moment you realized you weren't invincible?
Oh my goodness. I don't think I've ever had a time where I ever thought I was invincible. I don't think I've ever just been on top of the world, like, oh yeah, like, they can defeat me. I feel like I'm always very cautious in what I do. I don't think I've ever been invincible. So going on to our 3rd level, which is reflection. What about me is hardest for you to understand?
We've talked about almost everything in our lives, and you explain everything so well where there's not really much I don't understand because we relate to a lot emotionally.
Yeah, very true.
All of my friends from home and from school are so different.
Oh yeah.
Where
I've met some of them and I'm like, what?
you're like, how are you friends?
Yeah. I'm like, did you go through phases and like
No.
pick friends up along the way?
I feel like in high school, I was definitely the floater friend where I was friends with almost everybody and just a variety of people. I didn't gravitate towards one group, really.
In high school, I didn't really have a group. I have wanted a group, but I've seen so many end so badly. That
a lot of my friends I hang out with individually, and then I'll introduce them to each other, and then they'll become friends.
Yeah.
Which is something that I've noticed about myself. For example, the parties that Faith and I throw, it's a variety of people.
Yeah.
And you probably would never talk to the people that are there unless I brought you guys together.
Yeah. All the friends that you make are people that are willing to have conversations with anyone. That's also why it's so easy for...
I think all my friends are down to earth.
Yes.
I think that's the one thing everybody has.
You pick us real good.
Yes. I'm proud of it. Do you believe everyone has a calling? If so, do you think I found mine?
Ooh, it's a very interesting card. I don't know if I'd say everyone has a calling. I don't think that you're born and you're just immediately meant to do something. There's many different roads that people can take, and life changes and they could be going one way and end up completely different. But I feel like you are very creative and you are going into something that involves being creative. So I feel like you are on the right track of
advertising
your calling.
What do you think our most important similarity is?
I feel like we have a lot of similarities. Our most important, that we can be honest, that we can have open conversations and not be closed off. Even if we talk about something that we don't agree on, we're not like, oh my goodness, like that's so weird. We don't bash it. We're just like, oh,
we don't get offended by each other. Based on what you learned about me, does my social media accurately reflect who I am?
Oh yeah. If you look at M's Instagram, a lot of her posts will have music over it. And she's a very big music girl. Lover. And yeah, I feel
Keep the guitar and the piano in the room with us.
Yes, it does accurately represent you so much. And it's more like darker tones, like reds, blacks. You see your friends in there too because you're very sociable and it shows a lot of things that you do. So I feel like it does accurately represent you very, very, very well.
I agree. What do you think my superpower is?
Ooh, I think your superpower is definitely being able to talk to really anyone. If people need help, you're able to talk and hear them out and calm them down.
I'm really good at having difficult conversations, and I think that a lot of people can't have them because of heavy topics, but I feel like there's really nothing that I'm not able to talk about. I feel like I'm an open book myself, and if you were to ask me anything, even the things I think are hard to talk about, I would be willing to tell you. And that goes for anyone, because I know that one would make somebody more comfortable to hear something I've gone through, because I feel like when you meet me, it seems like I've never had a bad day in my life.
Yep.
And that's not really an act, because I am able to talk about, if you ask me, oh, what's the worst thing you've gone through, I could tell you every single detail.
Yes.
So it's not like I'm putting on an act, but I feel like I also carry myself really well, where when somebody looks at me and they don't know me, they don't think I've gone through anything.
Yeah, in the same way. Like, when I tell you about my past and my childhood, you're just like, oh my god.
Yeah.
But then, like, how I am now, like, you'd never guess. In high school, I got called a spoiled brat, and I literally broke down because I was like, you have no idea who I am. Like, that hurt so bad to me.
I've had people tell me that I have nothing to complain about because my life is something that most people would want.
Yeah, and then that just shows, like, okay, so you don't know me at all. My life isn't just rainbows and sunshine.
Yeah.
Like, I am human. I'm a person.
Yeah, and I've also been told, oh, well, you're pretty, like that. So many people wish they could look like you. And I don't think people realize that I have insecurities about how I look too. And I think I am, but at the same time, I have
those days.
Yeah, I feel like I'm pretty confident, but at the same time, there are several things that I don't like about myself.
Yeah.
I don't project my insecurities on other people.
That's something that matters a lot too.
I've never done that.
So many people do that, and it's
really unhealthy.
That is such, like, immediately when someone does that like raises my red flag.
I think it's a common thing in girl friendships.
Yes.
It's a lot of jealousy.
New episode on that.
If you don't know me, you just don't know me.
Yeah, no, stop assuming things.
Yeah.
Get to know me.
Which is what you can do by listening to our podcast.
Yes.
You can get to know both of us.
Hey.
Like I said, you probably don't know both of us on a deep level.
Yes, you don't know us very well.
And this is exactly how you can learn more.
I feel like this is a good last question to ask. Why do you think we met?
Oh, this one's a hard one.
I
Because we're gonna have a whole conversation on whether we both think that everything happens for a reason and that everything happens when it's supposed to happen,
I totally
and
believe
why
it is.
or why we don't think
Next
it's like
episode.
that. If not next episode, then we will do an episode on that. It's definitely on our list of
Things
topics. And I also
to
want
talk
to
about.
add that I know a lot of you on our Instagram story slid up with topics. We did put those on our list.
We'll be covering those.
We have a shared notes app, and those are on our list.
We appreciate those comments a lot.
Yes.
Thank you so much because we
Thank
were
you to our
struggling.
whole 72 followers.
Yes.
We love you.
We love the support.
Why we met?
Yeah. Why do
I
you
don't
think we met?
know. I can say why I'm grateful we met.
Okay.
In the beginning, we just think, oh, we're both extroverted. But once we opened up to each other more, we realized we're a lot more similar than we thought.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And I'm grateful that you're in my life and we're so close now and you relate to a lot of things that I feel, because sometimes I feel like I'm alone in some of the things I feel, just because I am an emotional person and I have been through really difficult things. And as much as I'm healed, at the same time, I do have my days. So it's nice to know that I have you. I know I have a lot of other good friends too, but it's nice that we have a lot in common that I don't have in common with my other friends.
Yeah, no, definitely.
So I'm really grateful for that. And I'm grateful that I can always be real with you and never worry about, oh, what if I say something wrong that's going to offend you, or
Yes.
say something that
That's
you wouldn't
scary.
understand.
People don't even realize how like scary that is in friendships, like where you don't feel comfortable enough.
In relationships too.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I'm just grateful that I can just be real with you. Kind of like how on our logo it says Real Talks with Anna and M. I know that I do have a lot of good friends, but at the same time, I can't talk about everything with everybody.
Yeah, I'm the same way. Some people just haven't had
experiences to relate.
Yes, exactly.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
Yes, thank God they haven't. Yeah, like I'm
Mhm.
happy that you haven't.
I wouldn't wish that pain on anybody else.
No, I
yeah,
wouldn't.
no.
I wouldn't wish my hardest days on
Mhm.
my worst enemy.
And we'll have a whole episode on how to overcome bad times in your life.
We've been through them.
It's really difficult to have motivation to honestly keep going. As
Yeah.
dark as that sounds, I think that a lot of people wouldn't think that we've felt those emotions, but I think we both definitely
We just
have.
push through, and it's hard.
It is very
It's
hard.
hard.
We can make it look easy, but it's very difficult.
Well, our first podcast is coming to an end. So fun playing this game.
Yes.
Can't wait for more to come.
I'm so excited.
Yes, I hope you guys enjoyed listening.
Thank you guys for listening. We appreciate all of you. Definitely DM us, Roommate_podcast.
Yeah.
DM us what you want to hear and what you would like to know about us, because we are open books, and that is exactly what this podcast is for, to share.
All right, guys. Thank you for ruminating.
Bye.
Bye.